It's 8 o'clock.
Welcome to another edition of Master Force with Shemsu-t. I'm so thankful to be able to share with you the different ideas and conversations that we have going on at Master Force. And I thank you for joining me here. Now, today we're going to be talking with one of my amazing friends and a co coach with Master Force, Qiana, and we're talking about a woman's worth. Now, before we get into the conversation, I do want to speak a little bit about the cosmic weather because there is so much happening out there, right? We're just getting past, I don't know if you're still getting past that Gemini full moon that really revved us up. And now Neptune has gone direct, and we will start to be able to see things a little bit more clearly as we move into the solstice season. Okay. And I want you to start considering, what are you going to do for the solstice? Right. And as you know, this is Thankful Thursday. What three things are you thankful for? I am thankful for safe travels, health, and of course, my grandchildren. And then we love the female solution. So let's bring them to the stage. Why isn't that playing? I'm sorry about that. That should have played. That's my intro. Let's try it again. Okay, I'm having some technical issues this morning. I apologize for that. You know, we get new with stuff and then we try it out, and if it doesn't work, we have to let it be what it is. So that did not work for me this time, and I will work on it next time. I'm not sure why the volume didn't work on that. So let's move on to our conversation, and we're going to be speaking with Qiana. And let me bring Qiana to the stage. Good morning,
Good
Qiana. How are you?
morning.
Thank you
I'm
so
good.
much for joining me. I'm glad that we have a chance. We haven't spoken together like this in a while, right?
Yes, it's always good when we come together. I'm excited.
I'm excited too. So, I want everyone to get an idea of who you are before we get into our topic. So, if you would just go ahead and kind of share, a little bit about your adventure. I like to talk about the different ways that you've contributed to Masterforce, but you contribute in a lot of places. So, let people know who you are and what you're up to.
Hello, everybody. I am Qiana Thompson. I'm the owner of Evolve with Qiana. It's a solution focused therapy agency with 100% satisfaction in building quality, passionate relationships. And I am an executive life coach with a Master Force Academy. And yes, I have been in many spaces with Master Force. I have learned, I've also taught, I've also certified coaches for a Master Force. And I am a healer, I am a life coach, I am a licensed professional counselor, I'm a yoga instructor, and I do a lot.
You do a lot, and you have done a lot. I mean, you have shared so much of your knowledge and your energy, right? And then you do readings, right?
Yes, I do spiritual energy card readings. I go live once a week on Facebook. I'm expanding that to YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. So if you follow me on any of those platforms, you will see me going live every week, giving people card readings, a general card reading for everyone live. And it's a lot of fun. It's very inspirational. It's a lot of fun. We laugh a lot, we joke a lot, but we get some inspiration, motivation going too.
Wonderful. And now we're actually going into a completely different conversation. We're going to be talking about a woman's worth. Now, when we first started getting through or sharing what we wanted to do with this conversation, what did you think about, as you were creating your thoughts around this, what came to mind for you about a woman's worth?
The importance of it and the importance of decentering external influences. I think that was the biggest thing. I think that has been my journey yet last year, like 2025, coming to the 2025 calendar year, but also just thinking about a woman's worth in from birth to wherever you are now, right? And looking back of all the things that you've done, accomplished, been through trauma, it's everything. And it's like really coming to a place of knowing what your worth is. It's such an amazing process. So just thinking over everything, I was like, wow, this could be, this can be a very deep conversation, because where my worth is today wasn't there 20 years ago, right?
Mm.
And vice versa, right? So every situation for women, every evolution, every change in space, you just learn a little bit more about yourself, but you learn a little bit more about women and sisterhood. And so it's just a beautiful process, I think, overall. So those were some of the things that was coming up for me.
That's good. And it's interesting because I don't think we give ourselves permission to have that type of conversation.
I
Right?
agree.
To even consider what is it that I can talk about and be about for myself to raise my own value. And it's not a value, right, about what other people think. That value is really who I see, right? What it is about myself. And it's important for us to do that kind of assessment because, like you said, otherwise we'll always be looking out here. We'll always be looking outside to see what's happening, right?
Yes.
Excellent. So now let's break this down a little bit, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now we have the conversation about how we look and all that, and this has nothing to do with that conversation. This is more about the character. So we're going to look at the different archetypes, right? So you want to lay those archetypes out and then we'll break them down.
So we are going to be looking at the strong Black woman, Black girl magic, the carefree Black girl, the angry Black woman, and the healer.
Now, Qiana, which one of those would you say you've been?
All of them.
And where are you? Where are you today?
That's a good question. I think I'm falling somewhere between the Black girl magic and the healer. I think I'm always the healer. I've been that. I think I've always been a healer. That's who I am. So I think I'm always falling in between that.
It's kind of like you're embracing it. You're allowing yourself to embrace it. Is that more what it is?
And I've grown in it, right? So I've learned more things. You learn a little bit more of your magic. You learn a bit more of healing. And so, you continue to embrace it and just be more free, I guess. I think I'm in a very freeing space.
Excellent. Yes. And when I was going through this and I was looking, I've always been that strong Black woman. I don't know if I don't know how not to be that. And I'm embracing that healer piece. But the angry Black woman is something that I had to learn to give myself permission for. Because I did not want to be seen again, that outside focus. I did not want to be seen as the angry Black woman, but sometimes it's appropriate.
It really is. It really is. We have to be angry sometimes. That's an emotion. That's a feeling, right?
Yes.
So it's definitely necessary.
Yes. Otherwise, you end up internalizing that sickness for yourself.
Exactly. And it shows up in other ways.
Now, let's actually go ahead and begin to look at some of the ways that we define these roles. And I would like for our listeners to really consider and see if you can see yourself in these, right? See yourself. So let's go ahead with the strong Black woman. Let's start there.
The strong Black woman, let's see. So the strong Black woman, I feel like this archetype for me, I think that in some space or another, we probably start this one with our girls really young. So the strong Black woman really is a little girl, right? Because right away, Black girls are more sexualized, more parentified, and different things when we're young. And so at times when people are saying, oh, strong Black women, we're really talking about little girls. And I think that as strong Black women get older, and we start actually becoming a woman, it's just ingrained in program that this is how we have to be. We have to take care of everybody. We have to figure it out. We have to be resourceful. And don't get me wrong, a lot of these things are innately, a part of us, but the way that is indoctrinated into us that we have to take care of other people to our detriment. So it becomes like you have on like survival, right? But leadership, community pillar, very high stress, can definitely be depressed. And it starts at young ages. It starts with our young girls.
Ages. That reminded me, Qiana, when you were talking of the little girl, I'm sure that somebody have seen it where a guy in Detroit saw a little girl walking to school in the cold, 10 blocks in the snow, no boots on, no hat, no gloves. And he cried at the end when he got her to the school. That survival right there, that's where that starts.
That's exactly where it starts. It starts most things starts at home, right? That's our first learning ground. That's our first initiation. So I definitely believe that the strong Black woman is built in little girls first. And then we just keep carrying it and carrying it and carrying the weight on our shoulders of taking care of other people, of figuring it out, of surviving. And so it just becomes a character. It becomes a literal character of who you are. There's also, they were making these videos, this might have been a little while ago, maybe earlier this year or last year, where they would say like, if you're in trouble, telling kids of other ethnicities and races, if you're in trouble, look for a Black woman. They'll be like, because they'll help you. And it was like, wait.
Yeah, look for a Black woman, look for a Black man. I remember that.
Yeah. So it was like, oh, okay. So, it's just crazy that we're supposed to, that the other ethnicities feel like we should be taking care of them, and to our detriment, right? To our detriment, to our own depression, our own sadness, our own stress, our own ill health. So
now, in what ways can you see that this archetype has us trapped?
Oh, it definitely had anything that has that external piece to it, right? Other people, you've taken care of other people, you could definitely be trapped in it. Also, let's just be honest, a strong Black woman also has positive influences as well. It's not all negative, right? So like leadership, most Black women are leaders, whether in their home, at their job, and it's not even saying they're in leadership positions, right? That's not what and on top of that, they could be in leadership positions. So it has its positive characteristics just as it has the negative. So the positive, getting things done, so like leadership, most Black women have characteristics just as it has the negative. I hear a playback. Am I playing it somewhere?
Do you hear playback? Let me see.
Yeah.
Do you still hear it? Did it turn?
Nope, I don't hear it now. Okay. So just so the positive, getting things done, so like leadership, most Black. Do you hear that mode? It's like it's playing somewhere, like on the back end.
Let me see. Let me make sure I don't have nothing else on.
That's what I'm trying to check too. Like, do I care? Because I was trying to share it to my Facebook page. I don't have to.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, just showing up as this strong character, this leader, the person that people can depend on. If it could feel really good at times, right? Like it's not always like, oh my God, this is terrible. It's sometimes it feels really good. It's like a martyr, a save the day type of situation where you're like, oh, I get things done. I used to have a saying like, "Oh my God, I got to do everything," or "If I don't do it, it won't get done." I don't say none of that stuff no more.
None of it.
I don't say none of those type
None
of
of it. That's right.
affirmations anymore. But there are times when I would say, and I'm like, "Oh God, like why? Like why do I have to do everything?" It's like, yeah, because you have taken on this characteristic of a strong Black woman, and ran with it, right? And some people might not know no other way. Some women might not know no other way because, like I said, they have been this since they have been little girls. They have been a strong Black woman. So even like to the point you was making with the young lady who was walking, when she gets to a certain age, if nothing has changed and she has continued to survive and continue to thrive, right, to make it, then she's probably gonna have that persona. Like, hey, I had to walk to school with no coat on, no shoe. And you hear women tell these trauma stories, right?
Oh, I have my story for sure.
So no, I had to do all that and I did it. Here I am, and now I'm in this position or that position, right? So it just like becomes who we are, and it becomes like a badge of our trauma becomes like a badge of honor for Black women.
Let's look at some of these comments. Higher Learning says, look for a Black woman is something we have allowed ourselves to become. But thanks to both of you, we can see ourselves clearly. And that's it, being able to choose how we show up and not like a have to. I don't have to.
Yes.
I'm not obligated to make sure that you actually win. I can support you if that's good mutually, but sometimes, like you said before, we go out of our way and to our detriment. We actually do help people. And yeah. And then Naima, she says, perhaps other ethnicities observing that Black women are more compassionate, the reason why they'll help others in trouble. Yes, absolutely, Naima. I agree. Our compassion, again, it can be to a fault.
Yeah.
However, when we're working with the Kemetic sciences, right? You know how we go through the different deities, and one of the deities is Heruka Huti. And Heruka Huti is about divine justice. And divine justice says that just because someone is asking for your help does not always mean you should help them. And the reason that is, and we have one of our sayings, no rescuing, because sometimes people need to go through things so that they can reach for what? God. They can reach for their source. They can get a connection strong enough to get them through life and not just rely on other people to do that. So sometimes, we have to allow people to go ahead and do it on their own, and stop rescuing.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
That became my number one rule for life. No rescuing, because I'm also a mom. I have two young adults now, and so absolutely positively no rescuing. But the compassion, I want to double back on that. I think that we are innately compassionate, wonderful, human, magical beings. I believe that wholeheartedly. The problem isn't the magic, the compassion of us. The problem is not giving it to ourselves first. One of the things that they tell you on an airplane, when a mask drop, you got to put your mask on first.
Come on.
Before you can help somebody else. So a lot of people know that we're compassionate people and think they should have access to that, but I can't give you access to my compassion until I first give it to myself and then choose to give it to you or not.
That's right.
So I think that we have to learn to internalize that compassion more and be okay with every stage that we have been through, and not holding on to the trauma as a badge of honor, but just as what it is, initiation and learning lessons for you to be where you are today.
That's right. Initiations and learning lessons. And that's exactly because everybody is here to do that.
Yep. Yep.
Everybody is here to do that, right? To initiate and learn lessons. Okay, let's go on to the next slide now. And we're going to actually get into um, the black girl magic because that really is kind of like where the high points are. Let's talk about that.
So Black Girl Magic, I said this is one of the places that I feel like I'm in. And I think that every archetype started somewhere, and also every archetype has its ups and its downs, depending on who you're talking to or what people are using that to do, right? But I think Black Girl Magic really started because we really was taking pride in who we are and being a Black woman. And there's been many times over the centuries where we have seen this come into fruition with embracing our hair, with fighting for, different women rights, with just becoming more independent as human beings and as women. So I think that that's kind of where we've seen it throughout time and throughout history, where Black women have shown up and been very proud of who they are. And then I think that a lot of times people, oppressors have tried to like tamper it. Like it's okay because the magic, our melanin rules the world. It keeps the world going. But we want to tamper it. We want to use it again, same thing like with the strong Black woman. We want that magic. We want that strength, but we don't want you to have it too much. So, or realize your worth, right? Realize your worth, because then you're going to charge accordingly. So they don't want that, but it's definitely an excellence. It's definitely a more of a sisterhood, right? So I think the patriarchy of our systems keep women pitted against each other, but in actuality women are more community, and need to come together, right, to help each other and to uplift each other, and even something simple as have fun and have these type of conversations. Since I have turned, I think when I turned 44, I started going into like a perimenopause. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know what was happening to me. I just thought it was just a run of the mill like aches and pains. And then I was like, man, something is really wrong with me. And it took my partner to say, hey, I don't think something right. Like you are like drenched in sweat. Like what's happening? And I was like, I don't know. So, but having a conversation, like, oh yeah, girl, this is this and this is that. And I'm like, oh, no one told me. So having more conversations and being more in sisterhood is, I think, is a big part of Black Girl Magic.
Because I was going to say, the whole menopause, perimenopause was designed by men doctors. We do not pause.
Right.
We do not pause. And men, y'all might pause, okay, and we might pause on y'all, but we don't pause.
That's what I was going to say. It's really pausing on them.
Yeah, but what happens is it's just our hormones are changing. Yeah. And they don't have those same, right. That's right. And it's the same thing that happens when we're going from 13 to 14, right? And we get the pimples and we get and then we don't want to be bothered. And parents say we have an attitude. Well, the same thing happens as we get older when our body says, oh, we don't need any of these systems because we're not delivering children anymore. We're not having children. So, and the body starts moving it into a different place. Yes. So all you have to do is get you some fenugreek, some royal jelly, some wormwood. All of those things will make a difference. It's not menopause.
Exactly. And so in having those conversations, like when you had told me something, I was like, oh, okay. And so other women were telling me things. And so now I have a whole supplement regimen. I know way more about it. I'm embracing it. I'm actually looking forward to it. It's exciting. I'm like, oh, this is exciting. It's another initiation. It's more wisdom. And like you want to come into that phase where you've been through a lot. And so now you have, much to offer to other women, to community, to to girl. So it's actually amazing. So Black Girl Magic, I think, is really, really amazing. And I do think more women are embracing it. And that's a good thing. You know, more business owners.
I think we're moving more towards the internalizing it instead of doing it for performance or get attention. We really are looking for what is it about me that is about me and not so much, hey, do you see me? You know, we're moving away from that a little bit.
Yeah, we are. And it's so funny. Like when I have clients, when I see certain beautiful melanated women, before they even open their mouth, I'm like, okay, she probably got 4 degrees. She didn't have a business. She didn't probably. I already know. And then they start talking, I'll be like, I knew it. I knew it. It never fails. Like it's like the magic of the Black woman is really amazing and it is captivating. So I do get, you know what I'm saying, the captivation of it because I'm captivated by it. It really is like you already know this person is, you know, intelligence, right? Personified. So
absolutely. It's wonderful. And then when we go to the carefree Black girl, now you said you find yourself there too, right?
Yeah. I think that when I think of just carefree Black, I just think of someone that's able to have fun, right? Because a strong Black woman, she's not able to have fun. She has to be very responsible. Black Girl Magic, she actually doesn't get to have a whole lot of fun either. Because she's studying, she's going to school, she's getting degrees, she's starting businesses, right? Like she's being excellent. So I feel like the carefree Black girl is the joy, right? It's the fun. It's the let's you know, even kind of like bohemian, right? Think like bohemian chic style where it's just free. It's just they could do whatever. But they get a bad rep because people think that they're not responsible, right? Or they don't have responsibilities or a care in the world. You don't have a care in the world. But I think that as Black women, we don't get to just have joy as little girls. We just, you know, I said earlier, like little girls don't just get to have carefree and, you know, time and just be joyful, right? They don't. We don't get that often, really depending on your upbringing, but 9 times out of 10, we just don't get that. And so it's nice to be in a space where you can completely have joy, completely not worry about what nobody else is thinking, dance like no one's watching, have good relationships with people, and have a good relationship with yourself.
Yeah, absolutely. We have a comment here. Black women are the most educated group in America right now. Absolutely.
And I dare to say we've always been. I know we're saying most educated because of people colleges, but I dare say we was that before we started going to their schools.
Before we started paying that money. That's right. I agree. And then she also says, wait a minute.
Oh yeah. So the herbs, yeah. So you want to get you some royal jelly, you want to get some primrose with black cohosh, use wormwood. What's some more? I can't think.
Royal jelly, royal jelly, fenugreek. Yeah. Creatine. And all of those, creatine. Oh, definitely creatine. That will keep your muscles toned. Nothing like some strong. What did they say? They say that your aging starts in the thighs. Yeah, so aging starts in the thighs. So, all right, so we're going to continue this conversation. I'm going to see if I can now play a commercial. So let's see it. And we'll be right back, guys.
Leaders of nonprofits empowering worlds. Let's go.
But the vision that God gave me, I felt that it was time for me to step out and work on the vision that God gave me.
We need look no further. We have a unique voice. We have a unique talent pool.
Everything we're made of contains light. From the sun that feeds our world to the energy that flows within us. With LifeWave X39, we've found a way to put that light to work. With X39, we achieve something remarkable in the field of wellness and science that others could not. By utilizing LifeWave's unique patented technology, X39 uses light to elevate GHK-Cu, a copper peptide known to support overall health and wellness. Unlike traditional light therapy, X39 uses the body's own infrared light to naturally increase vitality. By gently stimulating the skin with light, our non-invasive, non-transdermal X39 patches help you conquer your active lifestyle and pave a new way to vibrant health.
Wonderful. That sounds like an interesting product, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm. It does.
Okay, well, let's continue. We have a couple of more of these to get through. Here's my favorite, the angry Black woman. I know, excuse me, I know when they first started playing the Real Housewives,
Mm-hmm.
I was so irritated by that, display. Like, that's not how we act. What are you? So let's go ahead and talk about the angry Black woman.
So the angry Black woman, I feel like, is an archetype that came about so that Black women wouldn't express their emotions, like you were saying, Moo. Like, we don't want to live up to this stereotype or this stigma of the angry Black woman, and so we'll do things and give you access to us instead of saying no. I really believe that's where this one came from, right? So instead of me saying, no, I don't like that, or I'm not going to do that, I'm not helping you, whatever, because it makes me look like the angry Black woman, I'll just go ahead and do what you need me to do so that I won't have that stigma. It's definitely used to silence, right? Just be quiet. Just don't say nothing. Just hold it in. And what we find that when we hold these in, especially angry words, we get a lot of throat infections, got to get our tonsil removed. Our gateways are closed up, our lips. So then we get ill. We can start spewing out negativity. I've been around women who you like, whoa, what's wrong? Hey, where is this coming from? It's just because they have been internalizing their anger for so long. Think about women who have been internalized since they were little girls, having to be strong women. They can definitely turn into an angry Black woman eventually. They're steadily being suppressed, and suppressing themselves eventually, right? So it definitely creates a fear of speaking up. And I think that it's really one of those unfair characteristics. Emotions are human, and so we get to not be human. It's one of the things.
Not be human.
Yeah. Get a lot.
Oh, is that your sound? Is that your sound acting up? Did something change over there for you, Qiana? It seemed like the sound started acting up. Can you hear me, Qiana? Let's see what's going on here. Maybe her sound.
But I can't hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now? Yes. Is that?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes. Okay.
The angry Black woman. Okay. I'm sorry to say I'm through me off. I was like, wait, what's happening?
Right. Oh, there's something happening over there. Is it your internet maybe?
Yeah, it's doing something weird. And I don't even know why. Hold on, let me just move like.
It could be the weather. I mean, we're in the wintertime in Chicago. You are.
Yeah. It's been snowing and raining and all type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you see and hear me okay?
We can hear you, yes.
Okay.
So now you want to go back to the angry Black woman. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the angry black woman, I feel like, is one of those ones that's unfair, because human emotions are real. And so if you say things like, oh, she's so angry, so then you try to suppress your anger and what you're feeling, your dissatisfaction. And anger is a overarching emotion as well. There's a lot of sub emotions under that, so it could be frustrated, disappointed, right? Like, it's a lot of things that falls under anger. And so you're suppressing not only anger, but all of those things as well. You don't want to seem like you're disappointed. You don't want to show people that you're frustrated. And so it dehumanizes you. And one of the things that Black women have been really fighting against is unfair treatment in hospitals, because we don't get to be angry. We don't get to be hurt. We don't get to be in pain. They have like unwritten medical rules that Black women don't feel as much pain. And it's, definitely not, the case, right? And so there have been instances where women are filming them getting turned away from the hospitals during labor and delivery, and delivering babies on the side of the road.
It just happened recently. Yes.
Yeah. Because the nurse was like, oh, not taking the woman serious. But
that's right.
Thanks to social media, it would get a more global reach. But as a Black woman, we know this to be true. We know, right? Like, yes, this is how it's been. And so that's one of the things that the angry Black woman does a disservice to us and the community, because it desensitizes people and other ethnicities and races to believe that we're not human.
Yeah, that's it. Make us believe, and it makes us believe that we can handle more. Our threshold for pain is ridiculous, but it's because of those situations that we've been put in, where we've had to endure that, right? But if we continue to do that, we literally destroy our bodies. We destroy
literally. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are some of the things that you do when you're confronting your anger?
Assess, right? Because sometimes you can be angry, and you have to. For me, I have to figure out, am I angry for internally? Is there something going on inside of me that I need to check on, right? And check in and see what's happening. Am I being triggered? Am I, being a little something? And then after I do that check and realize it's not me, we're going to have a conversation.
And that's all. We just need to have a conversation. But that's it. Let me check and see where I am. It starts with who? It starts with me.
Yeah.
If something happens that my anger is triggered, I'm not going to immediately react, because it's a conversation that I'm having, that my spirit is having with me, not necessarily with that other person.
Exactly. And then once you do your check-ins, I do think that for me, I definitely know I have to do that. But then too, I had to learn to trust my feelings, right? And so that's a process that, because if you've been suppressing them and things like that, your feelings, your intuition, then you won't have a great self-relationship with your emotions, because your emotions are telling you things. So you have to start trusting that. And so now I can, a lot of times, especially with microaggressions, they're like, you don't feel that. You just being an angry Black woman. Like, no, I felt what I felt. And you said, you meant what you said. That's what it is. And it's not okay, right?
Yes. And it's being able to choose those battles wisely, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because everybody doesn't deserve our, because I'm not going to spend so much time educating you if you're not necessarily a contribution to my world, so I don't have to, approach everything because I'm upset about it.
No, and then if it's on, you have to have your boundaries. And I think that's super important to me. And I'm not letting nobody cross them boundaries. So if I trust myself and I feel what I feel and I know what I know, I'm going to set a boundary. I'm not going to teach you nothing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to set this boundary and teach you how I'm going to stand on it. That's what I'm going to teach you. And that might be a lesson they need to know, right? Maybe they have problems with boundaries, and maybe they don't know. That could be the lesson. But I'm not going to teach you about microaggression. I'm not going to teach you why what you did was wrong or nothing like that. But what I am going to teach you is that you can't do it to me.
Yeah.
And depending on what it is, I'm going to tell you don't do it to other Black women either. Like, don't
And
do it
then
to no.
don't do it to anybody. Learn how to deal with your stuff. Because that's usually, most people do what? Project.
Exactly.
So now let's go to our favorite one, the healer. And I shouldn't say favorite because every aspect of who we are is necessary. Everything that we're naming here are just aspects of a woman, aspects of the Black woman. And we get to choose any one of those 24 hours a day. The thing is to not stay stuck in one of them. Give yourself full range. So now let's talk about the healer, because that's one that seems to miss a lot in our community.
Yeah, the healer, I think, goes back to, being persecuted for having any type of intelligence when it comes to nature. So it was witchcraft, it was the devil, it was this, it was that, or whatever. And so again, a lot of suppression. A lot of Black women are natural healers, but because of things that we have been persecuted for, we have really squashed this down. And now I do feel like more is coming out, and it's a beautiful thing. I feel like more women are coming into their healing, and like in whatever aspect that look like. I have a friend who is like a healer, and she's learning how to heal herself, and she's like gun home tea. She be making teas, and she's like, oh my God, I make these great teas. And so she got a tea for everything now. It's just really wonderful to watch. But being very nurturing and supporting, right? So remember, if you're the strong Black woman, the angry Black woman, even a carefree Black woman, you're not really nurturing anything or anybody. You're not really nurturing yourself. You don't know how a lot of times to nurture yourself. So these are things you have to learn. If you're not taught, you have to learn these things of how to nurture yourself, how to take care of yourself, how to support yourself, so that you can then, if you choose, share it with other people. But the healer can also be abused, of course. A lot of times when healing women can also get stuck in a place where that's all they're known for. And I'm not that type of healer. And you don't get access to me just because I'm a healer either. I feel like healers need to cut themselves off even more so from access, and be very protective of it, because people will continue to try to pull if you let them, if you don't have boundaries. And you have to first take care and nurture yourself before you can do anything with anybody else.
Yeah, that's a really good point that you made, that even though we have access to those other aspects, we're not nurturing ourselves. It's not sustainable to always be the angry Black woman, to always be carefree, to always be in Black girl magic, simply because we don't have the downtime. Nurturing requires you to do what? Be still.
Be quiet.
Yeah. So now when you're looking, and I love that you spoke about your friend being a healer, and we all have that, right? We all have the ability to heal, but how do we access that? How do we get to that? Ooh, you okay over there?
Sorry, excuse me. Yeah. I've had the craziest winter allergies.
Yeah, that's
But how do you access it? You have to go within. You definitely have to go within. I know y'all like, what the heck does that mean? Sit down, be quiet somewhere, okay? And think about your life. Think about the things that you have done. Think about the things that you have learned. Think about the things that you have been through. And then you can start to see you've already been accessing it. You've already been using it. I told the story all the time. When I was about 8 years old, I had a throat infection. And I would say the throat chakra, the throat infection. As a child, you have been told to shut up.
Too much.
You
right.
talk too much.
Yep.
Shut up, please, and thank you. Sit down somewhere and shut up.
Yep.
And so angry words got bid back. And so, but I figured out real early on that I didn't like to take medicine.
Yeah.
There's a time and place for everything, but I also knew just innately that I could heal myself. And so I remember my mom gave me some like penicillin. I hated it. I was like, ugh, this is gross. I don't want it. I don't want it no more. And the next day, like 2 days later, I wasn't taking no more. So you're supposed to take it for like 7 days or something else. She gave it one time. And I was like, oh no, I'm not doing that. And then I got better. I healed myself. I was like, yeah. And so I knew from a very, very early on that I could heal if I needed that I needed to, right? But I didn't tap into that until years later, right? Like, so you already are, is what I'm saying. You already are access. You already have everything that you need inside of you. And you just have to sometimes go back and look and think like, oh, right. I remember I had broke a bone when I was a kid and I just jumped back up and kept playing. Right. I fell off a bike before, cut my whole leg up. I probably needed stitches and everything. I don't even know. And to this day, there's no scar, there's no nothing. I was a kid, right, at this time. So looking back and going, oh, right. I already have this. I already do it. So now let's tap in intentionally. Now, once you go back and look over and see all the great healing that you have done, whether it was emotional healing, right? You had to cry yourself to sleep sometimes. If you whatever, you just look back and go, oh, I made it through that. Oh, right, because I was tapping into a resource that I couldn't name, right, but it was in me.
It was in you. And that's it. Because we don't have the name for it, or the names that we were given for it were so negative that we didn't look at that. But now we actually get to see, all we have to do is discover it. Right, by sitting still, being quiet, and really, if we have something happening with us, if we just fast for 3 days, it usually will start clearing itself
out. Yeah, I'm fasting now. I just started yesterday. I'm doing an actual complete fast.
Oh, well, that's probably what all that is too.
Yeah, all of this. I've just been drinking tea, unsweetened, different teas, water.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, Qiana, we've looked at these different facets of the Black woman, and I know that you've been in the corporate arena. Can you see how these have played out? Have you had any experiences seeing these played out in the different jobs that you've had over time?
Oh yeah. I've been working since I was 13. I'm now 47, so how many years?
Yes,
and since I was 8. So yes. Yes, I definitely have seen all of them play out for me in my life. And I remember because I used to in a different life, I was an accountant. I worked in accounting and things, right? So now I can't even. I'm like, I don't know nothing about numbers.
You can't even write.
It's so funny. Like I really did work in that.
Don't tell me about assets and debits. I don't want to do nothing.
I don't want to hear nothing about it. But I did work there for a long time, and I didn't like the politics of it, the day in and day out. Just not so much the job. Well, the job was kind of boring too, but not so much the job though. But the atmosphere, the environment, the things that people would say to me, and the microaggressions that I didn't know about in my 20s versus now at 47, right? So now I understand and I know to trust myself with these things. And so, yeah, I was like, I'm never working in corporate. I'm never doing it ever again. And so I went back to school and became a counselor. And it's still corporate, not for profit, still corporate. It's just I found out the hard way, like, oh, this is still corporate. It's actually more red tape, but okay.
Exactly.
And so yeah, and I've seen how it play out because I'm in a field that is predominantly Black women, honestly. and it's one of the most underpaid fields, right? It's one of the most educated fields, what they were just talking about, like changing the professions of counseling, teaching, things like that, because it's not a professional. So it's one of the most educated fields, and it's also one of the most predominantly Black women fields. So yeah, I've seen a lot. I've learned a lot, and I think like I said, where I'm at now, I just meet people and myself where we are, and I go like, hey, what's this lesson that I need to get? And then if it's too crazy, I might call you, Moo, and say, Moo, I'm about to snap, crackle, and pop. Help me. And you'll be like, okay, now what's the lesson you supposed to be getting? What have we coming up for you before? You go right in. You go right in. I'm like, ooh, okay, help me, because I'm ready to be like, because it is rough, right? It can be hard sometimes, and we are human, and we do have feelings, and we are smart, and we do get sad. We are happy. So we have all of the emotions that everybody else have. We have them too. And so I definitely think having people that get your spirituality, having people that get having fun, having people that get being said, surrounded by you. And that's why I said that sisterhood community is so important. I have so many sisterhoods and so much community, because it's just a beautiful space to be in.
Because we naturally nurture each other. I was thinking about the work that we did, I think about 10 years ago, when we were talking about tumors, and how usually tumors, fibroid tumors, and all those cysts, they usually show up on women of color, right? So not just Black women, but women, of different nationalities, but they have a lot of more melanin, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when we looked at Louise Hayes, one of the things that we realized is that tumors come from not feeling like your gifts are accepted. So what does that do? That means that you grow this big energy in your body because you don't feel like you can contribute to the world. So you just kind of keep everything inside, but it grows inside. So one of the things that we have to do is to really learn how to give our gifts regardless to if people want them or not.
Mm-hmm.
That's where the suppression lies. It's like, nope, I don't want that. And so if they don't want it, we just go back and we kind of, like you said, we suppress it, we sulk inside and that, and then our bodies just take it on. But it's our soul trying to tell us, no, get out there and give yourself. It's a gift. That means you give it.
Share it. Mm-hmm.
Share it. And don't worry about, because we already know that all of those things that the system is rigged to do, it doesn't have to affect me.
Exactly.
So what are some of the things that you do in the corporate arena to keep yourself in the giving, when there's no acknowledgement of your skills, your gifts? How do you stay there?
So sometimes it's not easy, right? But my Black girl magic, right, is to do all things in excellence, whether no one watching or not, right? And so at the end of the day, I know that I have to lead by example. This is my purpose. I have to lead by example.
That Queen of Spades.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to show up every single day for myself. I have to show up. And so if I am helping people and I have to show up every day, I have to take care of myself.
Yes.
And you just never know. A lot of my clients will say things like, I feel so much better after talking to you. I was so, I didn't know what to expect, or I was so worried. But just they're talking about they feel better in their life, their situation.
Absolutely.
I help people with transitions a lot. So
that's right.
Career, divorce, motherhood, perimenopause, whatever that next thing, whatever you're going through, that transition piece, that's where I found I help a lot of people. So I just have to keep remembering that it's not about me or that person per se, and it's about the purpose. It's about my contribution to the world. And even if it's just a good morning, because I cut my computer on and said good morning to somebody, if that was what I was supposed to do today, then great. Good. I'm showing up even when I don't want to. And even taking the time to be like, okay, I need to fast. I need to create some stem cells. I got to heal some things, and like being honest with myself and go, okay, you doing too much. Slow down and show up for yourself, right? So taking the time to make the tea, taking the time to have these conversations, taking the time to take a nap. I told my friend, I said, I do nothing all day and I took a nap. Like, yes.
That is so important because, you know, I was hanging out with some of my girlfriends last week, and I was telling them, I said, you know, we have been made to feel guilty when we're doing nothing, so much to the point that we can't do nothing, you know?
Yeah, it's like, oh my God, I'm not doing. And one of the things with all of the archetypes, even the carefree, they're doing something all the time.
Doing. Yes.
The healer, the carefree, the angry black, the strong, all of them are always doing. They're never just being. Yes. And so we have to learn how to just be and flow. And now, like I said, I've come to a place where I'm doing just that every day. I just like, okay, let's see what's happening today, right? And then I just see what's happening. But I get to be and show up how I need to show up every single day, and I just go with it.
What are some of your spiritual tools as we get down to the last few minutes of our conversation? What are some of the? Oh, wait a minute. Here you go. The ancestors are smiling today because you queens are healing the planet. Oh, one conversation at a time. Thank you, Ashe. Thank you.
Thank you for watching and listening.
Absolutely. Appreciate everybody listening in. Thank you. Yes.
Some of the tools, I have a lot, and I go back and forth between which ones. Right now, because I'm doing some healing, I've been really tapping into my binaural beats.
Yes.
My frequencies. I've been tapping and music too. So I've been doing binaural beats and music because I don't know. I was into like just some happy music and I just felt better. So I was like, so I've been tapping into music and frequencies. Journaling is always gonna be huge for me. Affirmations and journaling is in my toolbox. Nutrition.
Number one. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Good teas, good things like that, drinking good water, sleep, because I'm such a insomniac.
I can be too. Yes.
So I'm like, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to I've been really, because sleep is where you heal. And so if you have to do healing work and you're a healer, you need to sleep. You need to be getting your, they say you 8 hours, but if you're a healer, you may need 12, and that's okay. You may need 16.
Take a nap. That's right.
Yeah, get what you need. So healing, and then coaching, of course, making sure that I'm checking in with myself and seeing what I need and making sure I'm giving it to myself as much as possible.
Wonderful. Now, as we come to a close at the conversation of a woman's worth, one of the things that I've come to appreciate, that no one on this planet can pay me what I'm worth. There is no way that you can pay me the value of my time, the value of my knowledge, the value of my attention or my energy. Yeah. So you do not get to judge my worth. And that's where we have to get to. You do not get to determine my worth. It's all inside of who I say that I am and the contribution that I bring. Now, when I say that to you, does that sound valid?
Yeah, 100% it does. And when you put a dollar amount on your worth, I think you cheapen it, right? Yes. So you can put a dollar amount of compensation for, a service or something like that. But your worth is not a dollar amount, right? Like that's man-made construct. Even money itself is a man-made construct. So if you put in that to your worth, that's external. And so again, you need to really do some shifting and refocusing to see what your value and worth is to you. And like you said, nobody can afford you. And that's why nobody should have access unless you want them to, unless you are given, right? No one gets to just come into your spirit. And that's for any Black, person, period, but definitely Black women. Like, we got to stop giving access unnecessarily.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Coach Qiana. Thank you so much for evolving with us today.
Thank you.
It's always wonderful to see you, and hopefully we'll get to take some trips together soon, huh?
I love it. If you guys can follow me on Facebook or whatever, I'm on all of them. All my name, all of them are Evolve with Qiana. So wherever your favorite platform is, find me, Evolve with Qiana, and give me a follow.
Wonderful. And we'll be back next week talking to some other amazing people about mastering their life force or Master Force with Shemsu-t. See you then.
We've come to the end of our show today. If you missed any broadcasts, go to our website for the audio and video archives at www.thefemalesolution.com. On behalf of our team of radio hosts, I'd like to thank all of you who participated in today's discussions. And to our global family joining us from all around the world, we say thank you. To our family in China, xie xie. India, zhanyavad. Japan, arigato. Korea, kamsamnida. Russia, spasiba. Germany, danke. Poland, dziękuję. France, merci. Spain, gracias. Italy, grazie. Egypt, shukran. Ghana, madasi. Nigeria, eshe. South Africa, Ngiyabonga. Senegal, Jaref. Kenya, Asante. Israel, Toda. Pakistan, Shukriya. Afghanistan, Tashakur. Saudi Arabia and Palestine, Shukran. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Thank you, and may peace be upon you and the mercy of God and God's blessings.